Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker, a real estate investor helping you realize your dreams of owning a home or investing in one. Well, guys, unfortunately, there is another controversy on another real estate person that many people looked up to. And her name is Noelle Randall. I really hate to go into these things, but I am the author of the book, The Perils of Real Estate Scam Alert. And being that there are many accusations going around, I decided that I needed to look into this a little further and dissect it and share my information, my findings with you guys. All right. So I will say this. I was a subscriber of Noelle Randall because I was new to the whole Airbnb. I wanted to convert one of my apartments into an Airbnb. There were certain questions that I had, and when I did my search on YouTube, a lot of times she came up as one of the top 10 videos as it pertained to the question that I had. For the most part, I would say a lot of the information that she shared was accurate and it was good. I applied it. It worked. Sometimes I actually found better ways of doing it, but I didn't fault her on that because everybody has their own way of doing things. All right. However, there were a few things that she said, that she mentioned, that I did question. One of those was when she mentioned about using an FHA loan to acquire properties. You can use FHA loan to acquire multiple properties. However, you have to live in those properties. Like the FHA loan is for owner occupied properties. So I was like, it raised a yellow flag for me. All right. She didn't really expound on how she was able to maneuver that. I don't know if she got up and moved to the next property that she wanted, and then after she finished using that FHA, got up and then moved to another home and did it in order to qualify, did she manipulate the names on the title for those properties? I wasn't really clear on that. But since I didn't really need to go into that direction, I didn't expound on it. Plus, I looked at it and said, all right, you know what? She's also in a different state, so let me just leave that part alone. When she said that she got a show on HGTV, I congratulated her. She wanted me to reach out. I did not reach out to her. It may not be her. It's either her or her assistant did say that I needed to call them. But I didn't feel as though I needed to call because the way I invest is different from how she invests. My investment strategy, what I like to do is invest in mortgage notes. And what I'm seeing too with this Airbnb thing, it's a lot of maintenance. And I'm not sure if I want to do it in as many places as she has set herself up to do, as she says. So I want to stick with mortgage notes. That's my lane. That's what I like. I'm parking myself right there. Okay. So that's really it. That's really all I had as far as an interaction with her. Now, coming forward recently, I've been seeing a lot of videos from a couple named Tim and Phoebe their YouTube channel is called Real Talk. And in that channel, they are actually saying that Noel Randall ripped them off. So I was like, oh, wow. You know, it was not too much of a shock, but it was a little bit of a shock. You know, when you see someone, especially face to face, you develop a trust with that particular person. That's the magic of being on video. However, you know, a lot of people knowing this use that to hurt others. But I didn't want to rush to judgment. I wanted to delve into things a little bit deeper. So I went on Bigger Pockets, and I saw that there were at least 4 people who also complained about Noel Randall. There was, according to them, slow response, and the payout that they received was only $6.99. I was like, wow, that's pretty low. Because see, I have also invested in a crowd fund, not Noel's, another one. And let's just say I make a whole lot more than that. And I invested a lot less than what they invested into her company. So I continued. I listened to another video that Real Talk made, and I was a little bit offended by it. In that video, they mentioned that Noel was involved in a Ponzi scheme, which is otherwise known as a Jamaican boy scam. Okay, first off, a Ponzi scheme was named after a man named Ponzi, who not only was he not Jamaican, he wasn't black. So I don't know where they getting that Jamaican boy scam stuff from. I did a search for Jamaican boy scam, couldn't find anything. Now, for those of you who don't know, my family is Jamaican. If anybody should have heard of this type of scam, I should have been the first one or one of the first people to hear about it. So I kind of felt as though it was an attack on my culture. Listen, if Noel is a scam, I don't think it's right to attack the culture that she belongs to, because that doesn't mean that everybody in that culture is a bad person or everybody in that culture is trying to run scams on people. So I do feel as though that was an insult. And not only was it an insult, it was drastically incorrect. So that actually makes me raise a red flag on them for saying that. Next, they mentioned that she is involved in a confidence fraud. Let me explain what a confidence fraud is. A confidence fraud happens when a scammer assumes an online identity to befriend a victim or form a personal connection. This effort to gain trust could last months or years before the scammer makes a financial request, but eventually the scam grows to target the victim's bank account. Once they have access to an account, they can drain the funds in a number of ways, transferring it to other institutions, opening new accounts in your name to move money, or simply disappearing with your savings. Again, this proves that Tim and Phoebe are incorrect, because she has made or advertised rather that she has this school and that she has this crowd fund, and she does invite people to invest. However, she is not taking your accounts directly and creating other accounts in your name and doing all these other things. So again, that raises another flag. An additional thing that was mentioned was that they have a link in their video, And they mentioned that Prime Trust LLC is a business that Noelle is affiliated with. She does business with them in some form or fashion. Not only does the couple do, but this is also mentioned on Bigger Pockets. The link did not work when I clicked on it, so I went on the Better Business Bureau's website directly. I put in Prime Trust, and their reviews are horrible. There are hundreds of views that are negative, and that company only has 1 star. And I think the only reason why they have 1 star is because I don't think you can leave it blank on the Better Business Bureau site. So they are absolutely correct when it comes to that. The next claim that they point out is that they believe that Noelle has money because her family is immigrated to Connecticut, and Connecticut is the richest state in the United States. It actually isn't. Maryland is the richest in the United States when it comes to household income, according to U.S. News and World Reports. But here's the thing, even if Connecticut was the richest state, that does not mean that everyone in the state is rich. One thing that I've noticed is that a lot of people from other parts of the United States and even outside of the United States have a stereotype that everybody in the Northeast is rich. This is not the case. All right. As a matter of fact, Connecticut, before COVID hit us, they had to file for bankruptcy. So I know for a fact that Connecticut is not the richest. They don't even make the top 10 in most surveys, if you look at it. All right. Next. I decided to go a little bit further. Okay. I went to the SEC and I looked up Noelle's company. I noticed, unfortunately, that the net income was negative $272,000 approximately. So I was like, "Ooh, that's definitely a red flag." That would tell me, no, you don't invest with someone whose company is doing that badly. Okay, so that again, that actually puts up a flag for Noelle. Okay, so then I went on and I ran a background check on just Noelle by herself. Many of the things that she said that she went through, I found that they are true, and there's a lot more, which I cannot divulge because there is a privacy contract on the site that I actually use. So all I can say is that what she says is correct. Now, I went further into her crowdfund, which she has listed on TrueCrowd. When I clicked on it, it's closed. It's not open anymore. It does say that $500 was the minimum to open. That for me is a red flag because typically, yes, when it's that low, you do need to be on listed in the SEC, which she is. However, most real estate investors, they're not going to mess with you at $500. That's just too much paperwork. It's overwhelming. It's too time consuming. At the end of the day, it really just doesn't make any sense. And for me, if I see anything that low, I'm not even going to participate it, to be quite honest with you. And I don't encourage other people to do it either. Okay. Now, I looked at another video from someone else who was also speaking about Noel Randall, and they looked at True Crowd and they were able to go through the contract. I downloaded a form, but I didn't see the same things that they saw. It didn't seem as though it was a full contract. Remember, when I looked at it, it was closed. Maybe when they looked at it, it was open. In the contract, they mentioned that she was going to take 12% out of whatever the profit was that she made on any property that they bought. Well, to me, for me personally, if you were to give me 12%, I'll be happy. But if a company is going to keep 12%, to me, that's rather high. It's not a red flag. I would give it a yellow flag. Actually, in this case, I would give it an orange flag only because the company is negative 272,000 approximately. And if you're on the negative, I feel as though you should give your investors a little bit more money than that. So guys, all I'm saying here, to be quite honest with you, I would not invest with neither of the people that I've mentioned in the video, because I just don't like the terms that I see, and I don't like what has been said. Please do your due diligence and don't take people's words as face value. Read those contracts. Go to the SEC. Open up the documents that are there on the SEC and look at where it says net income. Go to the Better Business Bureau. Look at the company. Look at the companies that they do business with, that they associate themselves with, that they do banking with, where they put your money in, who they partner with. All of those things matter. Okay? That is what I'm telling you. That is why I'm sharing this video. That's why I decided to actually make a video. It's more than just the book that I wrote. And the book that I wrote is to open up your eyes so that you can see what is going on out here. Don't let a beautiful smile and what appears to be a nice personality, a beautiful hat, a great looking makeup, decide how you are going to invest your money that you worked so hard for. Okay? So guys, please feel free to share this amongst your friends. Remember, each one, reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.